Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rose. Welcome if you're a first-time viewer. I know I've done for my past few videos some unboxings. This time we're going to do an unboxing, but we're also going to play Icatch. What is Icatch, you're asking? You might be familiar with Toriba. It is a phone-operated crane game where you remotely operate a toy crane like you'd see in any arcade in Japan. So it's pretty cool. They have a bunch of different merchandise, and I'm going to show you that in a second here. Very similar stuff to Toriba. You've got toys, plushes, figures, but one neat thing that I don't see too often on Toriba is food. So they have like snacks, ramen, special chocolates, mochi, all kinds of stuff. So it's neat, it's different, it's a lot newer than Toriba, and it's got its pros and it's got its cons, so we're going to go over that together. Alright, so what I've done is I actually started playing Icatch a few weeks ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I won some prizes. So we're going to go through my wins here, and I can show you what I got when it arrived. So you can check out not only the application itself, but also the quality of prizes that you get in the mail. One thing I will say up front is that Icatch ships a lot faster than Toriba. Definitely one of the perks to Icatch. Alright, so this is what I'm going to call a free-for-all. We'll have a lot of these different machines where there's a bunch of different dolls and it's not one specific prize. And I actually prefer these types of machines. I think they're a lot easier to win. So this one in particular does a lot of the laying down UFO dolls. And I'm going to go for those girls in the front. They're kind of like in magical school girl uniforms in this. I didn't know what they were from, but I thought they were cute and in a good position to win. So you can see in the UI, you've got a very similar setup to Toriba. You're moving a crane left or else right and then back. And you've got different cameras to change your angle. It'll automatically change it for you each time. And you can see how many people are watching, and also join is your line. So this is a very standard UFO crane. UFO 7 is the type. You see a lot of these on Toriba, and with this one it's really just trying to pick it up and move it forward. Instead of Toriba points, they use Icatch points here. The conversion's a little bit different. We'll get to that. But you can see my pointer going down. Now, if I were to run out of points, the difference here and the big difference with this and Toriba is it's not going to give you a chance to go by it and delay the machine for you. So as I get further down in points, I've got to be careful and make sure on my last turn, if I need more points, that I buy it during it. Which we'll cover that a little bit too. I believe I have a recording where I get close to 0. If you use the turn that you're currently playing, your last turn, so say I had 120 points left, and I played it, there is enough time to go buy more points and then still use that turn, but you've got to use a turn to get points, which I'm not too big on. It wasn't obvious to me, and I definitely lost a lot of items and lost my place in the queue not realizing that soon enough, as kind of like a workaround to hold your spot while you play. So it can be very frustrating in that regard. Just because, if you spend like 20 bucks on something and you're not paying attention, you run out of points and it's too late by the time that you notice you're out. It's if you've played your last turn, you're not going to get that spot back in line unless you're really lucky and no one's trying to snipe it from you. Excuse me. So here I go. I'm trying for the pink-haired girl in this one, and my thought was that the crane's changing angle. A lot of the cranes change angle here as you go, and I've started to push that one out to the front. With this machine in particular, I usually won't play it unless something's kind of to that front row of panels because it can be a little bit trickier. So I'm getting low, getting kind of nervous, but usually this machine, you can win something in 10 bucks. Okay, so one thing I will say is that Toriba can usually take, it's hard to estimate with Toriba. If you get good at it, sometimes you can guarantee yourself a win within a certain amount of money. I know I personally have found machines that I can win in 4 to 5 American dollars. And other times I'll spend $20 and get nothing, and you get the occasional free play win. Icatch doesn't give free plays. They'll give you a few free points on login, but it takes a long time to accumulate enough to play once. But if you put money in it, like you can win something for $10 on this machine pretty easily. So I think I started with around 900 points. Excuse me. And depending on how much you buy at a time, just like Toriba, you can get discounts. So at this point, I've spent about $7 because it's definitely a lot less points per play than Toriba, even though the point exchange isn't perfectly, equal for 100 points to $1. But I'm getting close here, and the doll's right on the ledge. So at this point, I realize my finances are low, and I'm going to cut over the PayPal stuff so you don't see my personal information. But it's pretty straightforward. They offer you credit cards or PayPal to pay. I saw I was on my last amount of points, so I need to buy some more on this final play, or else I will lose my position online, and this doll's right towards the front. Someone else is gonna snipe it. So I go through and pay. I got, for $5, enough points for like 2 more plays. It's a little bit less, but as I said, they charge significantly less per play than Toriba does, so it's honestly a better deal. So I'm back up. I got enough for like 3 more tries, and I'm feeling pretty good. Spoiler alert, I do win the prize. So this is her. This is the doll, if I can get my camera to focus here. She's very cute, very small, which I kind of had a feeling already looking at the image. They wrap her in plastic. Every win you get comes wrapped in this nice plastic. So it says Release the Spice. I'm assuming that's the series it's from. But it's a very cute UFO doll. It has a chain, ball chain on the top. So it's a keychain. Sega produced, very cute. I like it. I actually ended up getting 2 from this set because I liked it so much. So it's good quality. I like that they come individually wrapped because then I feel like they're protected in case my box gets damaged at all. A lot of times when you order stuff from Toriba or Icatch, you run the risk of your box getting damaged just because it's international mail and it's traveling a long distance. So I feel a little bit better about the quality of my product not being damaged since it's wrapped in plastic. I know Toriba does this as well too. I just wanted to point it out because I think it's a really good practice that they both do. Alright, so this next clip is from another machine. This one doesn't do the standard laying down dolls. They do kind of everything. So this is where I've seen a lot of their prizes go whenever they don't have enough to regularly maintain them in a specific crane for that type of merch. I've seen recently a lot of My Hero Academia UFO dolls end up here. The line with Dabi, Shigaraki, and Koga. So those have really caught my interest. But like, look at how quickly I won that. I put down the claw and I said, here's a clump of them. Let's pick it up. And I believe 2 dolls fell in that. So these are those dolls. If more than one prize falls, they will give both you them. So they wrap them together so you know that these were that win. So these dolls in particular, it looks like one is from a series that's in Japanese, so I honestly could not tell you. If you know what this is from, please feel free to tell me in the comments. Here's the tag. So 2017, it's cute. She's like a space sailor type outfit. And then over here in the corner, I've got one of the Detective Conan dolls from the coffee shop series they did. Very cute little keychain UFO dolls. So again, that was a relatively cheap machine. And I was able to get that in just like, I think 1 try, maybe 1 before I started filming. So it's like a really good deal. They're small dolls, but you get them really cheap and they deliver really fast. I think I won these 2 weeks ago, maybe? Let me check. So every time you win something, their machine must print out this little packing slip that it's all in Japanese. I can't tell. But it has your email associated with the account and your ID on your account, a screenshot of the machine and your win. So this like kind of teddy bear is the icon they use for the random big grab bag one. And it says your prizes, so that they know how much the machine was, and, it was a random machine. that date. So 5/8/2019. Today's the 16th, and I got these yesterday. So they actually shipped in a week, which is pretty impressive. So it's pretty amazing how fast they are. I know Torebo's had its moments where it's pretty fast, but I've never seen it ship stuff in a week. I think it's because Icatch is so much smaller right now that they have enough people and they can kind of keep up with the load, and all their items are in stock. And I sometimes with Torebo, you'll see they just keep putting the same price up, and I think the issue they run into is they run out of stock sometimes. I don't know that for sure. I don't know if it's an employee issue, but I have waited easily a month or longer for shipments before. Okay, so we're moving on. You've seen kind of two of the random ones. Admittedly, the random machines are my favorites, where it's a bunch of different toys just because I enjoy the thrill of winning, and it's very rare to go for a specific prize. But this is an example of a big crane catcher. You don't see these too often on Torebo's application, and it's something you do see a lot of, though, in arcades in the US. So I was kind of familiar with this, and I know how finicky these can be, but I really wanted to win one of these really large laying down flat dolls. Especially when I saw the Is That an Order dolls in there. So spoiler alert, I'm going for this girl in this machine. And I'd seen a lot of people do this machine, and I'd seen it flop. It would pick it up and kind of drop it. Really cute. She's got her tag. She's all wrapped in plastic, nice and secure, and she's huge. Very cute. I was very happy with this win. We'll just do a close-up again there so you can kind of see the details and quality of her face, her little hair brooch. So the big thing I noticed with this machine, if you decide to play this app, is that it's very hard to get one of the dolls when they're laying on top of another because the claws kind of pull right at the bottom once they hit the ground. So I tried to go for dolls that I could actually hit the balls on, surrounding it because it was a lot easier. And at first my mission was the purple doll and green, but then it changed to her once I realized I stood a chance. So the other big thing you'll notice is I keep changing the camera angle here. Not to get too far off topic, but you'll see that like gray bag is in the balls, and that's not what I'm playing for in the machine. One negative thing I will say about Icatch is their cameras seem to break or freeze a lot, and they don't fix it. I've had machines where I didn't realize this happened because the crane froze on the current machine's items, so it became a near impossible to win machine due to, it just not working and not being able to tell where I was moving the crane back. In this case, it didn't prohibit play, thankfully, because I still had the two most important crane angles here, to the side and the depth here. But it can definitely make it harder to play if you spot broken video. And I've tried reporting it. I don't know if it's a communication issue, but it usually doesn't get fixed. They won't refund your coins on this. If you do have a defect or if the app crashes on you, you definitely need to report it right away. That number at the top where it says booth number is the machine number you're currently on. And there's that little Q at the bottom for inquiries. You send everything there. Questions, bug comments, applications for free shipping. Everything goes to the same place, which is a little bit disorganized. But again, I think since they're smaller, they can do it. Up there was my really good pool there where I managed to pull her out. And then since it was close to the edge there, it's honestly easier with this crane if you keep aiming where there's balls in the main area. Don't try to pull her over the ledge. It never works. I saw a ton of people waste money on it. But back to if you get a bug, you send everything there. Try to do it immediately when it happens. Give them the time and the machine you're on. Sometimes they'll refund your money. Sometimes they don't. It's kind of been a coin toss for me. The nice thing is at least they usually get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. They're very fast on turnaround for questions. Again, I think it's because they're smaller right now, but they're very good in that aspect of customer support. You will hear back. I just recently today got refunded for a Torebo glitch that was in March. So it took 2 months to get me back some of my credits, and I have plenty of others I haven't heard back on yet. So I think I actually prefer the speedy service. So just one other note though on glitches, Icatch does seem to crash a lot. I've lost a handful of points where I go to play, I hit play and it crashes. It's not fun. I'm not a fan of that aspect of it. I've probably lost 10 to 15 US dollars because of that. That being said, sometimes they don't refund, but most of the time they do if you report it right away. I spent $5 on a machine, single play, and it crashed immediately, and I was pretty upset. So I immediately sent them a message about it, and they refunded it. I don't know if it's certain types of crashes their system picks up, or if it's kind of like an honesty program of, they're going to trust you and not, see, as long as they see no one abusing it and saying, oh, it's crashing left and right. I don't know, but they're pretty good about it. As long as you report it right away. The only thing I've noticed they don't report well is if a prize is stuck in the claw hanging and you should have won it and someone else plays the machine. I've reported that I've won stuff when it's been hanging and then someone plays the machine and it doesn't drop for whatever reason, like it goes back on the table or something if I was pulling it off the table. Just because the claw is carrying it still trapped. If someone else plays it, I feel like you're kind of screwed. And most people won't touch a machine if they see it's, in that winning position, but you never know. So I've lost some stuff that way, just from other players touching it. But most of the time, if you report something right away that should be a win, they will. Whether it be stuck in the crane's claw or if it's like stuck. So like I've had prizes hit actually the outside of the machine, outside of view, because they got stuck while falling. So again, you report it. They're really good about turnaround and they add it to your cart. All right. So next, let's just talk about the general UI, pros and cons. So this is just general when you scroll. It's everything as the name implies. It tells you the type of machine it is beside it, as well as how much it costs to play. So they have a nice variety there. So you're just going to click, join something. Here's an example of, our traditional ping pong game you might see in Toreba. This one is a little bit different in the sense that, it had 3 different claws, but great prizes. 3 figures. If you, get it, it's great. So again, variety of prizes. You'll see food things here. The nice thing is that you can sort these at very least by category, which will give you something akin to what you see in Toreba. You can pick just food, just figures there. It's not as organized, I think, at surface level when you're scrolling. And you can also sort by the type of machine. So if you want to play only ping pong ball games, only big cranes, or only UFO 7s, I wish Toreba had this. You didn't have to use Toreba Prize Watcher to figure out where your ping pong games are. If you're like me and you like to use free plays on those. But it's I guess where I go when I say this is more disorganized is the fact that when you look at these images, it'll be like some of them are of the prize, some of them are a screenshot of the machine, some of them are maybe not up to date. So it's I feel like it's a little bit more messy whenever you're sorting through things. But I'm a big fan of how you can sort through the type of machine, because if you're like me, you only like to play certain ones. I know where my strengths lie. So I feel like I got lucky with the big crane machine, even though I enjoyed it for that one prize I showed you guys, but I know that's not the case with all of them for me. So I just want to show you some other prizes that I've won. I'll try to tell you about how much I paid for each one, not in points, but in US dollars, just to give you an idea when I say this is definitely a more affordable game if you like to win a lot and you're not having luck with free plays on Toreba. So I've won a lot of stuff on that one crane that I showed that was like a UFO with a bunch of different toys. I think this was like my favorite. It's a very small little beaver, and he's holding a pancake. He fell down accidentally, and I had been kind of upset because I was aiming for another toy, And so initially I was very upset with it, but then when he arrived, I thought he was so cute. I could not tell what he was in the app originally. He's got a little tail here. He's definitely going on my keys because I'm just very excited about him. I will say, so whenever I showed the different crane machines that were kind of a free-for-all, if you win something, the machine pauses. It says congrats, as you saw, but they go in there and they do a reset. So if I was playing that machine and there was like another doll hanging off the ledge, they're not going to leave it there. They're going to throw it in the back and make it really hard to get again, which does stink. But if you can manage to get a few things at once, you know, it's kind of a trade-off. I did go back and win another doll on that first machine I showed from the release, The Spice. I thought they were just so cute, so I went, and I will have to look into this series because I'm a really big fan of a really cute magical girl anime, which this kind of is making me think it's from. If you know anything about it, feel free to tell me in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong. I got the vibe that it was almost like a military or like a space thing or maybe magical schoolgirl. But I thought it was cute, so I went back and I won another. Some other stuff, let's see. Some other stuff that I've won from the really big random assortment machine, though, which was the second one I showed. It's my favorite, so I played a lot. This was another doll from that series that, as I said, I'm not sure the name of, but she was really cute, and I like that machine because I can go in and I can win a prize for like less than $2 US. Most I think I've spent is $10 on a prize in there. It's pretty easy. So then there's this cute one. Ooh, I'll wait for it to focus. I don't really want to take these out of the bags because I own a corgi, as some of you may know. And I like to keep her hair off of things, especially since some of these will be going to new homes. I don't want dog hair on it because I know some people have allergies, so I try to keep everything wrapped unless I'm going to keep it for myself. And right now I haven't decided on a lot of these, and some of them might be going to friends too. So then I also have a lot of Detective Conan prizes. I have a collection that I didn't intend to start. I like Detective Conan, but not this much. So I think I will definitely be trying to give away a lot of these just because I have duplicates, or try to see if I can sell them maybe as one big lot. But one second. So whenever you play Icatch, perhaps the only frustrating thing is there's a condition to free shipping that you have to have at least 5 items to ship. And if you win more than 1 item in a turn, it still counts as 1 item. So they want 5 machine wins to ship. Then they'll ship free. You don't have to wait a week. So if you win 5 things in a day, apply for free shipping, which all you do to apply is you use that inquiry message and you say, hey, free shipping, please. They'll email you, let you know it's applied, and then you get it. And you can do it for 5 or more items. If you win more than 10, you need to apply the shipping to 5 of them or 6 of them or whatever, and then apply again for the rest. So you don't get the once a week free shipping and you don't get free plays. But if you're willing to pay a little bit of money for your prizes, they will ship for free. And you just have to wait till they accumulate. Usually, if I apply several times in a close range, such as I did with this order, they'll just put them all in one big box together, which I actually prefer. So this is just more examples of merchandise that I've won with the random assortment UFO crane. So I won 2 of this guy. This is our main character from Detective Conan in his adult form. And then I've won a whole bunch of these little keychain series where it's like a little doll and a long keychain. A variety of characters from Detective Conan. Oh, I got some bad glare on this guy. There you go. So you can see his face. He's got a little cigarette hanging out there. Again, they all come individually wrapped. Got the coffee house series for this dude. So they seem to have a lot of Conan merch in general in Icatch. So if you like Conan, Detective Conan, there's a lot for you there. As I said, I like it, but not that much. I'm gonna definitely have to find a new home for some of it, just because I've got a lot of duplicates, especially of this particular plush. The machine was just littered with them one day, and I swear every other win was that, but it was like paying like 120 points for it, which is roughly like $1.30, $1.40 for US dollars. So in my mind, I was like, why not? Will I be able to sell them? I don't know. I might make them like a freebie to people who buy my extra wins off me. Like, hey, here's an additional plush, because I have, I think, like 8 of them now. A lot of the times they fell out with another toy I was winning. Some other stuff, they do, and as I said, they have machines for specific prizes, a lot of the same stuff that Toreba has. But I enjoy the random machines because they're usually a lot cheaper. So they do a random figure machine, and I've won a Lelouch Code Geass figure on it, and this one also, Kizunai, very cute figure from Sega, very big, limited premium figure. All their figures they wrap in bubble wrap, which I like. It adds an extra layer of security to it, so that way you don't have to worry about it getting damaged. Protects the box, especially if you're a collector and you keep the boxes even. Their figures, they range, but usually they're ping pong drops, and they're 55 points a play, so that's less than $1 to play. Super cheap. I think both the figures I've won I paid $5 or less for, just because I could keep dropping. And, especially if you come into a machine and someone's already dropped a few ping pong balls, it's worth it. So I think that if you're not as picky with your prizes and you like to play for the thrill of it, addiction, you can win stuff pretty cheap. And it's good, especially if you're on a budget and, you want to be very conscientious of how you're spending your fun money for these games. So then there's a few other things I won. I'm a big My Hero Academia fan, if the shirt wasn't obvious. So they had a lot of the Dabi and Shigaraki stuffed animals left that went into the random crane, as I said. And so those are selling for like over $20 on eBay, which is ridiculous. I think they might still be pre-order for a lot of US retailers, and that's why. But I like them. I have a lot of friends who like My Hero Academia, so I thought, hey, this is a pretty cheap way to send people some surprises. So I picked up a lot of the dolls. I might sell a few of them, but I'm definitely keeping some for myself. So I won like, I think 5 of these total. They're really cute. This little chibi Dabi, he looks so grumpy, so angry at the world. Nicely wrapped in plastic. He's got this little tag right there. Again, keychain at the top. So it's pretty nice detailing for a small UFO figure. I wish I could get this. There we go. So he's got some nice detailing, nice embroidery. It's good quality, even though he's small. And on Toreba, I want to say that a single play for a machine with these, which is usually not a single win machine, is, I want to say maybe like 2,000 to 3,000 points. A lot of machines are over 2,000 points now, which is, over $2 a play. This is under $2 a play, and I think I won all of these for $5 or less. So then also here's a Shigaraki. He's got a big hand covering his face, but if you do lift up the hand under here, his face is fully embroidered. The detailing is there, even though they put this hand over it. It's kind of a little sneaky here. He's got hands all over his body, including, big ones on the back here. They're pressed down in the packaging, but they extend. Let me see if my other Shigaraki's easier to see. Occasionally they don't come in as nice of bags, but this one you can kind of see that the hands extend out. They kind of aren't flat. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite thing was that I unboxed, and if you'd like to see more unboxing or let's play videos in the future. I know this is kind of a combination of both, but I saw there wasn't really many Icatch videos on YouTube yet, and I wanted to share with you guys this great crane gain app if you hadn't seen it before. So just let me know your thoughts below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you've got any questions as well, please feel free to chime in and let me know. I will gladly make another video, can show you guys more cranes, and answer anything that I might have missed in this one. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.